So before it was the locals saying we want our town back, you know, retired and hardworking black folks. It's kind of a retiree area is what I've read. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah.
And now the thugs have showed up from St. Louis.
Well, but I would say like around 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, that's when the locals who live there, the families that actually work and have jobs and do everything, that's when they go to bed. They lock up. They're like, I don't want any part of this. You see them coming out and grabbing their kids off the street. Then it's the out-of-towners and people that come out doing donuts on the road, acting full, screaming, driving up at the police, standing in front of the businesses trying to protect them, throwing stuff and saying, F the police, you know, we don't have to do anything what you guys say. You got guns, we got guns. And they're sitting there with their mask on, jumping up and down. And
does anybody have any idea what the globalists are doing? If this gets out of hand, then the military will crush them. That will start a larger race war. And then like judo, they're going to flip it onto the Tea Party. Joe, you went to the secret training bases. We've got the video of them training to intern blacks en masse. We've been warning people since July when we figured out the combo, the combination of what they were planning, the final pieces. Have we not accurately predicted exactly what was going to happen?
Oh, exactly. It's happening now. And like you said earlier, the police aren't even stopping the looting. They sit back on they allow it. They were letting these guys drive around in the street recklessly, almost hitting crowds of people that were standing there praying. People hanging out the side of the vehicle with, you know, masks, throwing up gang signs, driving at crowds of people, and the cops are just sitting there watching. And then they would leave the store.
Well, the cops' argument is we try to run them off and you get mad at us.
Yeah, but the only time it ever gets violent is when they just line up and then they just start shooting into the crowd.
Well, I was about to say, obviously the police should swarm out against criminals, then they'd be cheered by the crowd. Guard the First Amendment, protect the press, go after people doing bad, then they'd be praised. But no, they've set up the training where it always goes bad like this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one guy, we saw the one guy throw the bottle. Why not go get that one guy and then let the demonstration continue? What they did is they let that one bottle just be the flashpoint for everything. Sirens going off, smokes, flashbangs, and then just attacking people, lining up, marching, and shooting into a crowd.
Well, I've also seen some black leaders say that only blacks are being shot at with rubber bullets. Is that true?
Negative, because I got shot. There was a white lady. She was a minister in the local town right there in Ferguson. She has a huge bruise that takes up her whole stomach. I mean, it was worse than mine. I mean, hers was actually ripped a little bit.
You told me they were clearly targeting the press.
Oh, definitely. That's the first time in my own country I've really felt threatened.
Well, they've never targeted press during riots. The police have always wanted the press there to cover what really happened so they could show the rioters. But why in the world would they target you?
Well, the scariest thing is when you hear them get on the radio and they say, turn off all recording equipment. That just blows my mind. And then they it was Saturday, they said, if you do not disperse the streets, we will arrest you and or by other means necessary. They added that on this time. So that's when the next following night, shootings and all that.
So they're now quoting Malcolm X, the police, as they attack people. I mean, that's what's so crazy about this is it's the worst possible combination. Well, listen, get out of here. Great job. Everybody will be praying for you, Joe. We really appreciate you.
And last night I predicted, I said today or the next day, the National Guard will be called. When I landed, I talked to I said, I guarantee you the National Guard will be in play. And sure enough, here we are today.
Well, get out there by tonight. But listen, I don't want you on the front lines anymore. You've done enough. And go buy, I told him yesterday, I don't know if we had the time. I didn't mean to send you. You need to get expensive gas mask.
And the ones I got worked fine. It's just Jakar didn't have his on as tight.
Well, but your eyes, you need them with the...
Yeah, I need the goggles.
And I just don't want you guys being heroes out there, all right? Just stand back, all right?
I don't have that in me.
I know, but you're not allowed to get in trouble. Just come on, go cover it from the periphery.
Oh, I am. I'm going to stay off to the side. That way I can see them converging on each other. So the sides are fine. It's usually if you're just in the middle of the road right there, that's where everything's being shot to. If I get back, like on some of those side businesses, like I was able to Saturday and kind of stay around the corner of the building and film out, I got good stuff.
Now, when the cops roll past you and you're doing that, are they doing anything to you now?
They started pointing sniper rifles at me, and me and Jakari had to run. We were chased for a little while, and then I had to run 5 miles out of the city of Ferguson, come back around in the pouring rain. And
well, that's why it looks like you've lost 20 pounds.
Yeah. There's been a lot of running.
I was like, you walk in, I don't even recognize you. I mean, you weren't fat, but you were a little chubby like me.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it's called the Ferguson workout secret. Yeah. You look like 10 years younger, bro. It's been good for you getting gassed. You owe me for sending you now. You have to pay me for the special work.
I've been drinking like 2 bottles of water a day and like a granola bar. That's about it.
All right, well, be safe. You guys, force be with you. Via con Dios, Joe Biggs. We're going to come back with our special guest, Fritz Springmeier, for an abbreviated interview. He'll be back with us next week.
Recent events have shown just how vulnerable we are to deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. These diseases are all caused by infectious pathogens that often get the upper hand on conventional medical treatments. Now more than ever, there's a great need for a product that will help protect us. Look no further. Supernatural Silver can provide immune system support to help fight off these deadly pathogens. Supernatural Silver is a new and vastly improved type of silver solution that's safe and extremely effective against 143 types of bacteria, both forms of viruses, mold, and yeast. Supernatural Silver can be taken orally or used topically and can be used in a nebulizer or vaporizer for inhalation. With over 180 scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions, Supernatural Silver is a powerful weapon against disease. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off your entire order. Give you and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
InfoWarsStore.com. From this Monday to next, all of the incredible books, videos, supplements, liberty-based attire, belt buckles, Molon Labe t-shirts, organic seeds, you name it, are 10% off the already extremely low prices. We are doing this special to draw attention to the brainwashing that's taking place in the media and in the public schools and in many of the private schools and the, quote, higher levels of education. InfoWars.com is right at the tip of the spear worldwide. That's why it's essential to take advantage of this 10% off across the board special at InfoWarsStore.com. Whether it's the Made in America apparel or the Produced in America high quality supplements, it's all 10% off the already lowest price in this back to school week. History is taking place right now. By going to InfoWarsStore.com, you are literally buying war bonds in the battle to awaken humanity.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Well, you heard it from Joe Biggs. He's been there. A bunch of thugs came to town, just like the state police said, that are just attacking and burning and looting things, and it's disgusting, almost running over prayer vigils. This is what the Democratic Party is promoting. Truly disgusting. Again, Fritz Springmeier, author of this phone book-sized book in my hand, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, available only at InfoWarsStore.com. Reads like a nightmare horror movie, but so much of it that he wrote about it here back in the mid-'90s when this book came out, 96, 97, turned out to be true and came out in mainstream media. It is bizarre. And I can't prove all of it, but a lot of it over the years has turned out to be accurate. Really amazing book, available at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. I appreciate Fritz coming in today to do this via Skype. His Skype looks great. That's one reason I haven't had him on as much as his internet's been bad. But he looks like he's got good internet. So, Fritz, I want to invite you on to the Nightly News the next few weeks and do a full hour in the near future with us here on the syndicated radio show. So we'll get that set up as soon as this Ferguson thing either escalates or downgrades. We're really trying to focus on this because it's part of a larger globalist plan. What is your gut watching this unfold? I mean, we have the evidence. They are provocateuring this and preparing race war as a pretext for martial law. What's your view on that?
Well, first I want to comment that you're on top of it, and there's not a whole lot of information that I can give on the details of what's transpiring that you're not giving. You're doing a good job of covering it, but what I can do is give the larger context, because as you've been telling your audience, I did a lot of research on the Illuminati. This is a part of a program. There's programs, and then there's sub-programs underneath that, and at the top of the agenda is population reduction, but they're also trying to break up the United States, take us back down to where we're manageable, split us up. We're going to have order out of chaos, but first we've got to create the chaos. So 2 years ago when I was in studio with you, you were holding up and showing the audience my books on the trauma-based mind control. And when I did work with the victims of this trauma-based mind control, I was trying to be a friend and a free therapist to them. I wasn't charging people for the help I gave, and people came from around the world to my house to get assistance. One of the things that I discovered, and this wasn't only just something I discovered, but some other Christian ministers that were also working with victims of trauma-based mind control also discovered this, is that all of these people had programming for this period of chaos, Armageddon programming, where the elite of the world were going to create Armageddon-type scenarios where we have these plagues, where we have these riots, we have this chaos, we have a financial crisis. Christine Lagarde, who's head of the IMF, she's been talking about we need a global reset, structural reforms. There's all these financial...
Rand Corporation says a global war is needed to save the New World Order. It's chaos psychology, where you bring in the chaos to then get the public to beg for the solution.
Exactly. And they're going to have people asking for, we got this Ebola scare, and now Monsanto's... going to make billions of dollars off of they create a problem, then they give the solution, and they make money through the whole Hegelian dialectic process. So, the Department of Agriculture, Vilsack, was Monsanto, and Monsanto even gave him a jet to travel around as he was governor. So we've got these Illuminati members salted in our government, John Kerry, who was Department of State, Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones set up as a branch of the Bavarian Illuminati, which was a branch of the Illuminati in general. So we got all of these members. You've been watching this too, how so many members in a president's cabinet will be Council on Foreign Relations, which was Illuminati-controlled organization. So they've put their people in, they've programmed people all through all levels of society. So what we see happening at Ferguson, some of those people that are on both sides of the issue, some of the police, some of the demonstrators, some of these people coming from St. Louis to cause problems, these people have been programmed to do this. This is actually pretty intense, sophisticated mind control. One of the things that I discovered in working with these Illuminati victims of mind control, is even the people that supposedly on our
Hold on, I
side.
want to hear this. Stay there, and then the phone calls are coming up.